Puplift, A Dog's Guide to Space. Chapter 2, Things Bigger Than Dogs. Lots of really big things fit inside the universe. We will talk about some of them now. Planets and other large round things. Black hole. Black holes happen when you put too much matter together, and it is not strong enough to hold itself up. Then it breaks and becomes a black hole. You should not put anything in a black hole you want back, because you cannot get it because of gravity and time. Planet. Because they have plenty of gravity, stars usually have things going around them. Rocks and gas and other stars can do this, but the most interesting is planets. Planets are matter that lumps up into a ball. Some of them we can land on and run around on. That is how we explore them and smell for things we should do science too. Here are some special types of planets. Garden gas giant. Some planets are gas. We cannot live on them, so we plant flying trees on them. All of the leaves make them look green. The trees grow apples and other fruits. If a human drops an apple while picking it and you do not catch it, it falls into the planet core. It squishes into applesauce because of all the gravity. It is okay though, because these planets grow lots of apples. Rogue planet. Sometimes a dog loses a ball, but then someday somebody finds it. That happens with planets sometimes. Stars lose them, but then AIs find them and build things on them. These planets have no sunshine, so they are very cold. The air freezes solid and falls like snow. AIs like these places because computers like the cold. If it ever thaws out, they might bring it to a star again and see what else they can do with it. Terraforming planet. The Earth is nice. It is easy to live on. Most planets are not, so we work on them. This is a terraforming. It means dropping comets and seeds and animals on a planet until it is nice to live on. Sometimes we have to melt the inside of the planet if it has stopped being a magnet to make it a magnet again. A magnet planet keeps out space energy that could hurt you. We only do terraforming if we are very sure no aliens live on the planet. We want to meet aliens someday and be their friends. Changing their planet could hurt them or maybe just make them sad. The universe is big, so we can always find more planets without aliens. Star. If lots and lots of matter gets together, it will explode and implode at the same time. That is called a star. It is very bright and hot, but from very far away it is pretty. It also cooks up a bunch of new types of matter if it explodes. That is called a nova. The humans sometimes want to make some stars do novas. The AIs say we should not do novas, because novas are messy, and we need the stars. We agree with the AIs, especially since the stars look nice in the sky. Places we make. Living on a planet can be nice. Lots of our friends live on planets. Sometimes, though, we want to live by a planet that is not ready for us. That is a good time to build a space station. Here are some types of places we live. Biodome. Some planets have no air. You can bring some air and keep it in a bubble. Then you can live in a bubble. If you get enough bubbles, you can cover big parts of a planet and maybe turn the bubbles into some bigger bubbles. You cannot land a ship in the bubble, so you have to leave some places for ships. The bubbles have layers to protect you from space dust and particles. If you poke a hole in the bubble, it seals up with a special slime. If the sun is too bright, you can tell the bubble to be shiny outside, and the bubble will be darker inside. Colony. Some planets are cozy. They have the right air and heat and things. We put houses on them and live on them. It is nice. When people start to live together on a planet, it is called a colony. We always check for aliens before we build houses. We want the aliens to like us. Experimental habitat. The AIs want to be our friends, but they are not sure of the best way to do that. Even dogs are not sure. When you can have anything, it is hard to know what to ask for, so we do science. When the science is about the kind of place we want to live, we can build that place and then live there to see. This is called an X-Hab. The AIs are making these based on what we say we like best. One of them is a moon where all of the matter has nanomachines in it. The ground will bounce you if you fall. If you crash into a rock, it will break up to keep from smashing your vehicle. Even things you bring like a frying pan will get nanomachines. So if it fell off a shelf and hit you in the face, it would get a dent in the shape of your face instead of hurting you. Even the water has special nanomachines to let you breathe it. Special AIs with bodies live there, and are designed not to be scary. They have big eyes, and nice smells, and soft bodies, and no sharp edges. These AIs act more like humans and will treat you like a visiting friend they really like. Mostly with food, but also with adventures. The humans call this X-Hab a toon moon, because visiting there reminds them of cartoons. O'Neill's cylinder. Space is floaty. Planets only have an up and down because of gravity. Planets are made of lots of matter though, so it is easier to build a space station. If you want to make an up and a down for your space station, one way is to build it as a big tube. The tube spins pretty fast, so you will get pressed to the tube like in a centrifuge. You can walk around in the tube. The middle of the tube has an elevator shaft and no gravity, since it has too much up and no down. If you throw something too hard, especially if the something is sticky, it can hit the elevator shaft and get stuck. Then you have to go up with a jetpack and sometimes a mop to get it and clean up whatever made it sticky. When a place like this is a ball instead of a tube, it is called a Bernal sphere. No matter the shape of your spinning station, it wants to wobble like a top. You can fix this by putting another space station on the end and having it spin the other way. Then you can have more neighbors. Rotating wheel space station. Another way to make some up and down is to build your space station as a donut city. Like a real donut, it is a ring with mostly air inside. Unlike a real donut, it is big and spins. The humans have lots of names for special types of these, like Von Braun wheel or Stanford torus. But all of the types are donuts. You can even stack the donuts. Sky mirrors keep the donuts warm with sunshine. Space elevator. An elevator is a box you stand in that takes you up or down on a rope. A space elevator is very tall and takes you to space. You can look out the window while you ride it and see the planet and ships and things. It only takes you 2 places though. The rope is very long and the top stays in space because it is swinging. Like a ball on a rope you swing with your mouth. The bottom is stuck in the ground. You need a strong rope that will wiggle out of the way of ships and space rocks. If the rope breaks, it will spool up inside the ground so it does not hurt someone. Then the box will use little jets to land. Mega structures. The AIs work very hard. They build all kinds of stations. Some are even bigger than stars. Black hole unspooler. The universe has lots of things, but some things fell in black holes. The AIs are trying to take apart black holes and use the stuff inside. They could get all kinds of matter if you ever need more matter. Also, black holes do not have very much time inside, so they are useful if you ever have too much time. Dyson swarm. AIs sometimes put lots of solar panels around a star. They soak up its light and turn it into electricity. They use it to do things, like terraforming planets or putting the wormholes in wormhole gates. They will give you electricity if you ask them. Matryoshka brain. The AIs think a lot. Since they live in computers, they are building big bubbles around stars so they can use the energy to power lots of computers. The bubbles have layers all with computers. If you ask AIs to think very hard, they might send your question here. Ring world. Planets go around stars. Because a planet is only in one place at a time, lots of planets could follow it and not get in the way. But instead of making lots of planets, the AIs are making a big ring with trees and grass and oceans on the inside. It is a very good idea, but a lot of work. They are also making little ring worlds called Banks orbitals. Sun scoop. The AIs think we need more stars. Little stars burn longer and are convenient. They are building a big scoop that works with magnets or wormholes. They want to scoop up some of the star and put it somewhere else. That can make a new star. Wormhole gate. Sometimes we want to go to the same places over and over. The AIs help us do that by making big gates in space. If you fly a ship in them, you will go in a wormhole and come out another gate somewhere else. The AIs put them by planets we live on so we can visit our friends. That is very thoughtful. End of Chapter 2. We have talked about lots of things that are big. If you have a question about a big thing, now is a good time to ask a dog. Puplift is written and narrated by Tempe and a production of Culturally Aft. For another work in the shipfolk setting, please see the link to Allison, the cool new spaceship body in the description. If you would like to support Culturally Aft, check us out on Patreon for early access to episodes and behind-the-scenes content. Today's quote is by human astrophysicist Carl Sagan. Somewhere, something incredible is waiting to be known.